confidence through comparison can actually be a really good benefit, even though majority of us, when we live in this Instagram world, is like, it has to be now, it has to be quick. But in reality, without building the roots, that foundation of success will just crumble.
Bam! Can you describe your 1% step pivot method to my listeners who are daunted by big changes in their lives?
Yeah, absolutely. So 1% mentality means you're just going to take one small step a day, pouring into yourself 1% daily for the purpose of being able to pour into others and lead others. Because you can continually pour into yourself and do all this and become Steve Jobs and just be miserable on your deathbed. That's not what it's about. But pouring into yourself, small, baby, incremental steps over time. Like, we look at the macro. So we set this big, crazy, out of this world dream goal is what I call it. And then you work your way backwards on small steps. Set the macro and then figure out what your micros are going to be. And honestly, if you don't, so you got to look at what those micro steps could be. Where could you be 2 years? Where could you be 4 years? And if what those grind moments or that journey doesn't excite you, doesn't juice you up for a purpose with your passion, then you're probably not doing the right thing. So that's where it all really starts of like, you have your purpose, you know you're doing it for something bigger than yourself, you have your passion, something that really juices you up. Now you just have to commit to 1% wins. And if you can look at the end of the day and you say, you know what, I won the day. And there's always little things that we can say that we won the day. And there's no more powerful thing, Jayson, than the momentum builds momentum. You stack that and it can just increase and increase and increase. And as I'm continuing to talk here, I also got to say, like, that line, that 1% line, no straight line to success. Never been done. It's always going to go up and down and up and down. And it might go down into what I call the pit. And you might be stuck in this pit for months, for a season, for a year. But if you embrace that pit and understand that that's part of the journey, you're going to come out of that thing so much better than you went in.
I love that you called it a dream goal. Like, people ask, hey, Jayson, how do you get through this? How do you not quit on yourself? And I try to, dream goals are great. I never thought of that word. That's a great word, because I've said, look, those aspirations or dreams stick way out. Look at a 30-day goal, a 60-day goal, a 90-day goal, 180-day goal. I try to tell people, don't focus more than 6 months because you're going to get discouraged. But if you focus and stay in the moment between now and 6 months with small wins, you'll always be growing if you stay in that, in my opinion. And what you just basically said in the 1% pivot is stating that. It's saying that you got to get these small wins and momentum to continue to fall and have the dominoes go. And people forget that. I mean, it's like when I first opened a company, I've opened 3 and they were okay, but I didn't get paid in 2 of them. Like, when I opened up Power Home Solar, we're doing really well, 1,800 employees, $700 million in revenue. But for the first 2 years I was open, I didn't get a paycheck. I had to sell my house. I got my wife getting me the stink eye. Kids are like, why are we downgrading homes? They're freaking out. I mean, it was struggling. And I could have easily quit, but I had to focus on small goals. I had to reset myself to small baby goals, little wins, little momentum. I think that that's such a huge message for people to hear, because in today's world, especially athletes, it's hard. And I know you had the aspirations of that dream goal. I want to be in the NBA. I want to coach in the NBA. But I try to tell my kids, look, focus on just starting in middle school. And if you're really good, let's focus on starting in high school. And if you're really good, let's focus on getting to a college, because otherwise they feel like failures. And in today's social media and the way this world is, it just beats them up. You agree?
Absolutely. There's so much gold in there, right? Like, it's kind of like a catch-22 that we're in right now. We can see everybody else around the world and see what they're doing, but it also is tough because we're comparing ourselves to everybody throughout the world. It used to be like when we were growing up, it's like you look at that box score in the newspaper and you'd only know who was in your region, and it like being the best that you can be in your area, in your given circumstance.
Of like 10 or 15,000 people, so it's pretty easy. Not easy, but it's more attainable.
Exactly, and that would build the momentum. But now it's you look at this person like, oh, how did they have 300,000 followers? I must be a failure. But no, so one thing that I love to do, Jayson, is pivot words, pivot terms. So confidence is developed through also a key called confidence through comparison. So most people look at that comparison and they see like, oh my gosh, I can't live up to that. I'm a failure. But no, if you look to somebody that you know that you can be like, that you aspire to be like, and you see that they've gotten there, you can get there too. That's what I did with becoming a shooting coach. I searched out, okay, who's the best NBA shooting coach there is? And I'm just going to just follow their plan. And it was Chip England for the San Antonio Spurs. So I wrote him a letter. I called him, messaged him, nothing back. I traveled out to Las Vegas to NBA Summer League just for the opportunity to meet him. And he'd seen all that I was sending him. So he took it as like, okay, this guy really, really wants it. And he kind of took me under his wing and showed me the way to take those steps to there. So find these people who you aspire, like you could see yourself being like Kobe did to MJ. He emulated everything he did because he saw himself in that. So confidence through comparison can actually be a really good benefit, even though majority of us, when we live in this Instagram world, is like, it has to be now, it has to be quick. But in reality, without building the roots, that foundation of success will just crumble.
No, I love that. And I love how you brought up the Kobe and MJ comparison. And, too many times, I feel like there's three kinds of people. There's the kind of people that you just mentioned now that look at someone and they want to emulate that and they look up to them. I love to be around people that are, I feel I learn from everybody. Doesn't matter their status, how much money they have, what do they do. You can always get little gems from other people and you can always give gems. And I love to see success. I love to see people win. I love to see people, get their dreams and get their goals and be successful. But there's some people that are intimidated by that and they hide from it. And then there's some people that hate on those that are successful. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about those last two kinds of people I brought up?
Yeah, well, those people, like we started off when we were talking about women and your competitor, like you were like, yes, I like to see them be successful. That is a good thing. That means home security is something in need. If your competitor is successful, that means the pie is never just one size. Everybody thinks you got to get your slice of the pie. You can grow that pie. So, and these people who will hate on other people's success, honestly, at the core, it's because they're jealous. It's because they live in the regret that they did not take the chance. And one thing that I weigh every decision between is the pain of going through this situation, this difficult time now, outweigh the pain of what the regret, if I don't, will feel like later. And most people will take the easy road out, but then they live in that regret. So the only way they can make themselves feel good is be like, oh, well, you know what, that's trash. So literally it's the hurt inside them that they feel of the regret is why they are doing this, coming down on you when you have success. But if you celebrate other success, surround yourselves with other people that are successful, it's literally iron sharpens iron. It becomes infectious and you can live in this, I can do anything because the people around you have done it and believe in you.